I'd like to say just a word about the framework with North Korea that Ambassador Gallucci signed this morning. This is a good deal for the United States. North Korea will freeze and then dismantle its nuclear program.
The North Koreans giving that statement saying that they have successfully tested a hydrogen nuclear device.
We had Hillary Clinton give Russia 20% of the uranium in our country. You know what uranium is, right? It's a thing called nuclear weapons.
I mean, the Clintons were in the White House a month, and they would have 7, 8, communist Chinese generals out of uniform, but top current generals in private 3, 4, 5-hour meetings. And then a month later, they would basically just illegally transfer the missile secrets and other secrets.
Can you get into a little bit more about this incident and, if we have time, other incidents involving the Clintons?
I got a phone call early that morning from the Technical Services Division telling me that the 5 gentlemen that were coming in that were from China were actually Chinese generals. And they came in suits. They came in to talk to the administration.
Do we know whether or not her comment there violated any sort of operational security?
There's about 4 minutes between the order being given and the people responsible for launching nuclear weapons to do so.
The U.S. military does not discuss the precise specifics of the timeframes of launching nuclear weapons that, by all accounts, is extremely classified.
The United States handing over authority over the internet domain to an international body. Why would President Obama do that?
And now the feds are coming in, taking over the local police departments with United Nations guidelines.
Now a Cook County commissioner is appealing for UN peacekeepers in Chicago's crime-ridden neighborhoods.
Before leaving New York for Pittsburgh, President Obama is adding another first to his resume this morning. He is the first U.S. president to chair a session of the UN Security Council.
Barack Obama is the first president to hold 2 posts simultaneously. And there's a good reason for that. It's illegal. Article 1, Section 9 of the Constitution forbids any U.S. president from serving any foreign government or institution.
But the burdens of global citizenship continue to bind us together.
For a couple of hours, you could say Mr. Obama was president of the world.
But now Barack Obama has sworn allegiance to the global government and the United Nations that he heads up.
The investigation into Hillary Clinton's secret server takes a sinister turn now as we learn it was reportedly hacked by at least 5 foreign intel agencies, giving them access to the United States and all of our secrets.
Our U.S. diplomatic post in Benghazi, Libya, was attacked.
People have accused Ambassador Rice and the administration of, misleading Americans.
Okay, and who else was at your home? Were you alone?
I was alone, yes.
The whole night?
Well, yes, the whole night.
Well, I don't know why that's funny. I mean, did you have any in-person briefings? I don't find it funny at all.
That this happened on September 11th.
You were directing the State Department response the night of September 11th.
The supposed section chief, saying that this new movie, 13 Hours, is wrong about a stand-down. We have the witnesses that were on the ground, on the radio, getting the stand-down order, who worked for the CIA.
If I gave you that 30 minutes back, would Ambassador Stevens and Sean Smith be alive today?
Yes, they would still be alive.
They were ordered, and they go on Fox News with Megyn Kelly and say, no, we got the order from the CIA not to go.
I'd strongly believe if we'd have left immediately, they'd still be alive today. 25 minutes, they called it a stand down.
What difference at this point does it make?
She exposed it to our enemies, and now, Steve, our adversaries have this very sensitive information. This is, in my opinion, quite frankly, it's treason.
Real terrorists actually engaging in real terror attacks in America. And they're Obama's mentors. I mean, they paid for his houses, took care of him.
There's a gentleman named William Ayers. He was part of the Weather Underground in the 1970s. They bombed the Pentagon, the Capitol, and other buildings. He's never apologized.
But he was at the very top of the Weathermen and was able to, really help send him to prison.
The only thing that I could get was that they expected that the Cubans and the North Vietnamese and the Chinese and the Russians would all want to occupy different portions of the United States.
And in fact, on 9/11, he was quoted in the New York Times saying, "I don't regret setting bombs. I feel we didn't do enough."
The purpose of the Weathermen was to overthrow the government.
They estimated that they would have to eliminate 25 million people in these re-education centers. And when I say eliminate, I mean kill.
I have decided we really need camps for adults.
Well, we didn't say that was freedom of speech. We put him in a camp.
We need the kind of camps that you all run. I mean, really.
An early organizing meeting for your state Senate campaign was held at his house, and your campaign has said you're friendly. Can you explain that relationship?
You did have a meaningful relationship with Barack Obama, didn't you?
I knew Barack Obama, absolutely.
This is a guy who lives in my neighborhood, who's a professor of English in Chicago, who I know.
The Red Cabin.
And of course, the Weathermen have admitted what they did. Bombing, police, you name it, and then Bill Clinton let him out of jail.
Credit for the Capitol bombing was claimed in a letter received by the Associated Press today, signed by the Weather Underground.
When Obama is saying our military is under NATO UN control and his authority is the UN,
Our goal would be to seek international permission, and we would come to the Congress and inform you.
that is total impeachment, arrestable offense, high treason, off the charts, clear cut.
I'm almost breathless about that, because what I heard you say is we're going to seek international approval, and they will come and tell the Congress what we might do.
And more importantly, we talked about the Chi-Coms and told everybody. The Office of Personnel Management hack was an Obama handover of our infrastructure.
The data had been stored by the Office of Personnel Management. The numbers are astounding. Hackers stole 19.7 million Social Security numbers of Americans who went through federal government background checks. The hackers also swept up addresses, education, and employment history, along with mental health, criminal, and financial records.
A globalist merger, that China is on a war footing against us, that Apple and Google have officially moved to China and are building censorship systems here in their own whistleblowers' admissions. They don't want me amplifying what the Intercept documents show.
At the end of this month, Apple will start storing mainland iCloud accounts in a new local data center, giving Chinese authorities easier access to text messages, email, and other data stored in the cloud.
Dianne Feinstein had a Chinese spy as her driver for 20 years. And she's leading the Russian investigation, if that's what you call it.
Her husband's biotech company based in China. She's a Chinese spy.
Bringing China into the WTO is a win-win decision.
The Democrats are Chinese communist agents. It was the Rockefeller plan. That's who they are.
Hillary Clinton's private email server was reportedly hacked by another foreign entity. It was a Chinese-owned company. They inserted code that forwarded Clinton's emails to them in real time.
It's an astonishing charge from the last general to command the military under President Clinton. General Hugh Shelton says in the year 2000, the Clinton White House lost the presidential codes needed to launch nuclear weapons. In his newly released memoirs, General Shelton writes, the codes were actually missing for months. This is a big deal, a gargantuan deal, and we dodged a silver bullet.
It's become necessary to downsize the defense establishment of the United States.
We do not need such large arsenals to protect our nation.
There are no official figures regarding China's nuclear arsenal. That's because it's one of the biggest state secrets of all.
It cuts our delivery vehicles by roughly half.
A nuclear-powered U.S. supercarrier stalked by a Chinese submarine. Tonight, CNN has learned a Chinese attack sub recently tracked the USS Ronald Reagan.
The Pentagon says the Chinese military is likely training for strikes on U.S. targets.
When we look at this broad issue of the transfer of technology to China, its contribution to China's ultimate strength, we don't want to confront ourselves on a battlefield some years hence.
China has been given it in a global treaty. They've been given the Panama Canal and almost all of our deep water ports.
Several officers of the Marine Corps have raised questions about why the Clinton administration favored turning over a military base in Long Beach, California, to the Chinese ocean shipping company COSCO.
I have a special place in my heart for Long Beach.
They've been given the separation systems, the launch boost systems, the guidance systems, the reentry systems, the MIRV systems, the warhead systems.
The People's Republic of China's theft of design information on the United States' most sophisticated nuclear warhead, the W-88.
The targeting systems, the GPS systems, the keys to everything, backdoor codes to all the chips.
We're actually getting parts, the chips that go into the motherboards, that go into the computers, that go into the military systems, come from China.
A unit of China's People's Liberation Army embedding malicious microchips into server motherboards that were bound for U.S. companies.
I have decided that the United States should renew most favored nation trading status toward China.
In addition to the W-88, we have lost design information on the W-70 and classified information on a number of U.S. warheads, collectively comprising the entire currently deployed U.S. nuclear arsenal, as well as two weapons that we do not deploy, the neutron bomb, which we have never deployed, and another which we have retired.